use. The heating bill is set to go up by about 22% in the States, 18% in Germany, and a whopping 50% in the UK. I mean, that's like double how much we're paying towards heating and energy right now. So the first thing that you can actually do is draft exclusion. So this is the windows and doors within your house. If you reduce the amount of heat being lost in your home, this will have a massive impact on actually bringing down your energy usage. And if you've got the doors closed and air is still leaking out, you are essentially leaking money out, throwing money out of the window onto the street. So you can easily do this by ordering draft exclusion device from Amazon. You could potentially also just hire some draft exclusion specialists, and they will come in to your home and assess all of the openings and assess things that you could potentially do to actually reduce the air leakage in your house. Okay, so the next thing that you can actually do is reduce the amount of hot water that you use. Okay, I'm not talking about having a cold shower. Okay, I couldn't even do that, but unless you're Iceman, some people do have the ability. But simple things like if you're going to wash your hands, if you're going to do small things that require water usage in the house, just ask yourself, do I really need to turn on the hot water? Sometimes we do it without thinking. Is it necessary? Can you actually use cold water instead? And this applies to washing clothes as well. Using a hot wash, if your clothes aren't necessarily heavily soiled, do you need to put it on a hot wash? Could you instead use cold water? That can have a massive impact on the amount of energy that's actually used to wash. The third thing to consider is energy efficient appliances. If you're buying anything new, a toaster, microwave, washing machine, whatever it is, check the rating. Try and go for something that's A+ rating, because it just means that it uses the electricity just that little bit more efficiently than older products, and that in this day and age could make a huge difference to your bill. Things like light bulbs. You could simply swap out your standard light bulb for more energy efficient ones. They use the same energy but in a more efficient way, and therefore allow it to last a bit longer and bring down your bill. Thermostats, if you've got radiators in every room, could you potentially turn them down for rooms that you're not using? Often you find in houses that there are some rooms that are used just a lot less. Do you really need to heat them up to the same extent as the other rooms in your house? Turn those down, or add in thermostat controls that allow you to control the heat in every room, and therefore you can actually concentrate the heat being directed to the rooms that you actually use. And when you do that, make sure you close doors, because obviously you don't want the heat from the warm room that you're heating up to then leak into the cold room where you've turned off the thermostat. It kind of defeats the point. So closed doors is a big one. Closing doors can have a huge impact on containing heat that's actually gained over the period of the day. The next one is eco taps, eco attachments that you can add to your taps, eco shower heads. Thames Water used to do this. If you're in the UK, they actually used to give these for free. You would just go onto their website and apply for them, and they would send them to you for absolutely $0, £0. It cost you nada except a little bit of your time to apply for it, and it essentially just meant that your water usage was just a lot more efficient. It didn't affect the pressure. The pressure was still very good if you're taking a hot shower and you love your high pressure like I do. It didn't affect it. I've ordered these before and they came, and it just means that your water bill goes down ever so slightly. The next point is metered readings. If you have a water meter in your house, just double check that you are actually reporting in your meter readings, because in some places certain providers actually just estimate. So if you have fewer people living in the house than the number of rooms, you might find that you are actually paying more for your water than you need to. So if you are living in a 3-bedroom house and there's only 2 of you living there, I would recommend switching to either a smart meter or making sure that you are reporting on the old school, the numbers that they have across the panel. You are reporting your metered reading, and that you are not having it done by a general estimate. If you have more people living in the house than the number of rooms, I don't recommend you do this, because you might find yourself paying more. But that's just a small change that could actually reduce your water bill. Okay, and last but not least, controversial one is, hand washing your dishes instead of using the dishwasher. Good old school, using the hands. And in line with that, also line drying your washing rather than putting it in the dryer, which again takes electricity and heat. Just take out your clothes and hang them on the line if they're not that many and if you could be bothered. And another bonus one for those of you in the UK, self-assessment. If you do tax returns by self-assessment, make sure you are claiming for working from home energy use, if you actually know how much you are using in energy. And even if you don't fill in a self-assessment, you can still claim for working from home bills. Now you can do the standard £6 a week, which is just a flat rate, or you can actually calculate how much energy you are using by working from home. And this only works for people who your office has asked you to work from home. It doesn't work if you've made the decision and actually asked your office to work from home and it's a choice that you've made. But if you don't have a choice and your office works from a work from home system, you can actually claim a tax rebate from HMRC for the amount that you use towards your bills and energy for the time that you were supposed to be working. Now, this is fairly easy if you're someone who's maybe a single person, you live in a house, and you know that from 9 to 5:30 you would have otherwise been at work, and you can actually measure what your energy usage was before you were working from home and now that you're working from home. Or you can measure how much energy you're using if you've got a smart meter from 9 to 5:30, and you can actually input that, and you can do that for the current year. You don't have to wait until the end of the tax year. You can do that for the current year. You can go on the HMRC website and actually Google working from home tax refund or working from home tax, and you will see that it'll take you through a questionnaire, and you can fill it in and hopefully get the information that you need to get that tax rebate. Okay, so that's it from me. If you find my content useful, please click the like button. And also, 60% of people who watch my content are not actually subscribers. Please subscribe. If you find my content useful, I would appreciate a like. Thanks. And that's it from me today. It's been Bai here from the Money Baobab, and